The new look of the Form 1040 for the year 2018. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Thing we'll notice on the 1040 2018 that will be different than 2017 is the format, the look of the 1040. It is shorter in terms of the actual 1040 page, although many of the information or much of the information that was on the original full 1040 is now included in other supporting schedules. When I first saw this, I thought it was kind of a gimmicky type of thing, whereas it's the same information, but we're just moving it to other schedules, and that is the case for some of the information. But the more I've looked at it, I do think there's a good reason to have this format, and so we'll take a look at this now. So here's the 1040 first page and the 1040 on the second page. The reason I think this is a better layout is because if we look at what happened in the prior year, we had basically three 1040s, and that process in and of itself is a little bit confusing. In other words, we always hear the term 1040. You got to fill out your 1040 form 1040. That would be this form. However, if you have a very simplified return, then you had a 1040 EZ. So you can fill out a 1040, which is just a simplified form. It looks kind of more like what the new 1040 form is. And then we have or at least it's shorter in the same kind of fashion, that it's a shorter form, less lines. And then we have the 1040A, which you would use if you were somewhere in the middle. The problem with this method is that, well, there's many problems with this method. One is that even if you ask a tax professional when you would use a Form 1040 versus a Form 1040 EZ or a Form 1040A, they wouldn't even know typically, because this tax software would determine when that would be the case. So people that aren't using tax software or trying to do the return by hand, probably have no idea of the difference between the three forms. So I think from a practical standpoint, having the one form all look the same for everybody has a 1040, and then adding a schedule as you add complexity to the 1040 actually makes more sense. So although I don't think it reduced a lot as much as it would seem in terms of substance, because the other information is still there, I do believe that the format is going to be better in that we only have one 1040. Also, when we look at the 1040, even when I used to do the tax returns just in the software and have different clients that would have an easy return, a 1040 EZ or a 1040A, I wouldn't look at the 1040 EZ or A because the numbering's different. I don't know the numbering as well as I do with a 1040 because I've spent the most time looking at the 1040. So the 1040 is like the full form, which has all the information, and it has different basically line items. So if I want to look at adjusted gross income, I know where it is on the 1040. When I go to the 1040 EZ, you're going to have different line item numbers, because in order to shorten the schedules and have less lines, then some of these subtotals would be on different line items. Whereas if we go to the new format, then you're going to have similar line items as you go through the document. So you'll have the same line items that will then be needing supporting documents, which will then include these supporting documents as needed. So if you have a very easy return, you still fill out a 1040, you just don't need as many supporting documents. And if you have a more complex return, then you still fill out the 1040, and then you're going to have some supporting documents with the added information related to it. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.